Steve, I hear this question all the time, might be on the minds of some people here. Tell us about what is going on with this paradox of we hear about plant closings, people losing their job in manufacturing. Then on the same day, we hear about job openings and employers not be able to find qualified people in manufacturing. What is going on? What is this paradox?
Okay. Before I answer that, this room would be very well served if I gave my time back to the balance of the panel, because I've really enjoyed the first round here. To your question, Carol, lower skilled jobs are leaving. They're not leaving to go somewhere else, they're just leaving. Lower skilled jobs are being eliminated. And that's going to go on. That's been going on for 20 years. And enlightened companies saw it coming and got out ahead of this thing, and they got out ahead of it through training their workforce differently and whatnot. But yeah, it's true, lower skilled jobs are leaving. If you look at the lifespan of a product, something gets created and people pay a high price for something that's new, and then it gets improved or standardized, and people pay a little less money, and it continues down the path line. At some point, it turns into a commodity. Anybody can make it. And when anybody can make it, you start looking for nothing but dollars and cents. And that's when you start to lose in the manufacturing world. And that's where we do see product going offshore or elsewhere. That's always going to happen. That's just a life cycle, okay? What's going on today is there are a lot of products hitting the commodity stage. There are a lot of products who are going on to that tail end of the life cycle. But there are a lot of products coming into the front end. It's a huge new load of products that are showing up. So you see the lower skilled jobs leaving. They became too expensive. They became time consuming to do. I always kind of refer back to the assembly line job where it's one person doing one task. You just can't do that anymore. Meanwhile, high-tech, high-skilled jobs are coming on in gangbusters. There's a report out 2007 or 8 out of the Federal Bank, I think of New York. And it showed that low-tech jobs, low-skilled jobs in the manufacturing sector had fallen away by 23%, but high-skilled jobs at the high end of that mid-band were growing at a rate of 37, 38, 39%, okay? So it's a revolution that's going on. You're losing the left side of the equation, you're picking up on the right side of the equation, and that's really what you want, to be honest about it. What I find interesting is that Indiana has it's a DNA thing, whether it be logistics or manufacturing, they get it. When you show a Indiana-based company how to manufacture, how to handle value-added logistics, they adapt to it very, very quickly. So yes, there are plant closings. Yes, there are jobs being lost. But as you take this workforce and you say, okay, new ball game, new product, new era, they're ready to go. What they need is the training. And there's something in our heritage and our DNA that we do get it. And you'll see that transition.
I can actually provide some real world support in terms of what Steve is saying. I think just in the last couple of weeks, there's been 3 great economic development announcements that total up to about 700 new jobs being brought into the community. At the same time, there are 142 unfilled supervisor and manager positions in the exact same communities in which these jobs are coming into. Brightpoint has hired recently 2 logistics managers in pay ranges of maybe $80,000 to $100,000, undergraduate degrees, certifications in APEX and project management. In a very comprehensive search of this state, we ended up bringing 1 from Wisconsin and 1 from Mississippi. We have 50 team lead positions. To be a team lead, a prerequisite is that you have an undergraduate degree. Of those 50 positions that are currently filled, less than 10% of them are filled by people who have an undergraduate degree. So from a very practical employer of 1,500 Hoosiers, I will tell you that the C- in workforce development today is absolutely well deserved. And we are competing every single day for these finite number of employees. And if we do not catch up the workforce to the demands of today's workplace, the public policy initiatives, the infrastructure initiatives are not going to matter. So we talked about the balanced scorecard, and we looked at those, and you see C- in workforce development. It's an unbalanced scorecard. That is by far the most important, and it is the element by which all of the others' success will be determined.